everybody, and welcome to Automotive Racing Authority Network. My name is Jeremy Rubin. My partner here with me is Nick Geilis. We are live from Iowa Speedway for the Xfinity Series in 2015.
All right, we're going to take a lap around real quick here, show you guys what it's like to be at Iowa. So we're going to go from this exit of pit road, and just about lose it there. Pit road entry is going to be a little bumpy. It's a little loose here, getting up onto the track. But once you get onto the track, you shouldn't really have a problem. What you're going to want to do is enter turns 3 and 1 pretty high and try to arc it nice and smooth through the corner. Bring it down the front straightaway, up high, and then do the same thing. Arc it in and try to bring it down to the bottom if you can, and bring it back out to the wall. And again, same thing, turns 3 and 4. It's going to be a little bit different this time. And that is a really quick lap around Iowa. You know, it's a short track, much like Richmond. Getting onto pit road here might actually prove to be difficult for some of the guys. You know, you don't have to get down on the backstretch like you would at Richmond, but this pit road could, if we got green flag pit stops, it's a very sharp exit right there, and you got to get down to 40 really, really quick. But you know, Jeremy, I think it'll be a good race. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for this thing to get going.
And I'm ready too. This is going to be our first broadcast here at ARAN. We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to bringing you guys a great race here at Iowa. Should be clean. We've had a couple good practices this week. Hoping for a good, clean, fun race.
Yeah, in a few moments we're going to talk to last season's winner here, Justin Bland, and you get his take on how you get around this track. Hopefully he'll give us a really good insight, and just another couple minutes we'll have that interview for you guys.
And once again, this is our first broadcast, so bear with us. We don't have a scoring ticker or the ability to change camera, actually, even off of the iRacing controls. So we'll be fixing that here once we get once we get a hold of our head guy for our league, who is pretty good at setting that kind of stuff up. So hopefully we'll get that set up, and we'll be able to be good to go with that for next week.
Yeah, and next week we'll be at Charlotte, and if you tune in to Motive's broadcast tomorrow night of the Cup Series All-Star event live from Charlotte, you'll actually see myself driving the 9 car and Jeremy Rubin, although we'll be in the showdown. Hopefully we'll get to make it into the All-Star race. I really think we got cars to do it. We're going to have to get in there, though, so we'll see. But that's where we'll be next week for both the Cup Series and the Xfinity. Tomorrow, 9:30, goes live for Moto on I Am Joe Cab's Twitch channel. We went live a little bit earlier this week, you know, anticipating driver's meeting would be nice, short and sweet, but looks like we were a little bit wrong here. You know, take a quick commercial break here.
Yeah, we'll be back with you guys in about 45, 60 seconds. We're back here on the Automotive Racing Authority Network at Iowa. Drivers' meeting has concluded. Cars are back on the track for a little bit of final practice before we begin qualifying here.
Actually, I'm receiving word from our reporter here that drivers' meeting's not fully over. They let them go back on track, but it's not fully over at the moment.
Well, I got you there then.
See a couple cars wrecking there, you know.
So once again, once we do get this drivers' meeting concluded, we will be going to Justin Bland, driver of the number 65 car, who was last year's Iowa Speedway winner here in the Xfinity Series.
And I've just received word that the drivers' meeting is officially over. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Justin down here. We're going to get him all nice and mic'd up. Justin Bland, welcome to the Automotive Racing Authority Network's Hollywood Hotel. Last season, you managed to get around this track better than everyone else and get a win. You got any insightful tips on how to win here?
Iowa is definitely a track you just want to keep the car clean. Keep it away from everybody. Try to get up front as quick as you can. Track position is critical here. Everyone's going to be fighting for the top, much similar to how we were at Kansas last weekend. So, if you can get up there, try to get to the front, try to stay out front, you should be pretty good.
All right, and what is that? Mercury on board with you this weekend? You got a fast Mercury car here?
Oh yeah, Mercury car is pretty fast this week. Dad got a boat 2 days ago, so kind of celebrating that. So we'll just see. Hopefully it'll take me to a win this week.
All right, well, we thank you for your time, and hope you do good tonight. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. Hope the sweep. We'll see. 2 in a row.
And that was Justin Bland, folks. We'll be going to qualifying here in just a little bit. Jeremy, you want to tell these fine folks how qualifying is going to go down?
My pleasure, Nick. So qualifying here in the ECR series is a 10-minute open qualifying session that will have everybody out on track at once, and tonight it looks like we have a total of 33 cars that are going to be running this race. So it's going to be a wild one here. We'll have 33 cars sometime out on the track at some point altogether. Should make for a good qualifying session, let alone a good race.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You know, just let everyone in on this. The weather, for today's race. We got a clear sky, 65 degrees. The track temp is 92 degrees, so it's a little bit slick out there. Winds are 23 miles an hour to the southeast. That's going to be tight coming off of 4, really loose coming off of 2. And humidity is 50%, so it's going to make for a slick racetrack. We're liable to see a lot of action here tonight. A lot of action.
Yeah, John, as we always do in the ECR series, we usually do see some really good racing. Sometimes it can get a little hectic here. But I think with Iowa tonight, I think drivers are going to take it easy to start with. I'm hoping so. Make for a good show here.
Yeah, by the way, Nick. just saying. But it should be a good show. We're about a minute and a half away from going to qualifying.
Yep, that we are, Nick.
By the way, I was receiving words that maybe you should refresh the paint schemes here so that everybody can see all the nice, fun paint schemes for everyone.
10-4 just did it, so we will get that going.
All right, good to hear.
Right now we're following the 88 car of Chuck Harrell as he comes back up onto the track, getting close to The 61 car of Josh Mayu. As Josh Mayu pulls off. That 88 Skull Bandit car. I've always been a fan of that car. Not a big fan of chewing tobacco, but you know, beggars can't be choosers.
I'm right there with you on the chewing tobacco stuff, but it's always been a nice looking car. As you can also see in the background there is Matthew Thornhurst in that number 6 Sitco Ford Mustang.
Yeah, I've always liked that one too, and it is bad fast here today as well. He is P1 on the scoreboard at a 2381.
Second right now is Charles Silver, which is Matthew's Cup Series teammate. They're not teammates down here. Charles ran a 23.826. So we'll see who's going to qualify on pole. We're going to see where everyone starts. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable.
As the 6 of Matthew Thunhorse heads out onto the track, we're going to follow him around. Seems to be one of the faster guys. We're going to see what kind of line he runs. See if it gets him that coveted pole position.
I think he's got a shot at it. Honestly, I feel like the guy to watch, in my opinion, is Justin Bland. And if I had to pick a dark horse for today, I'm going to pick Matthew Hibbs. I think he might be able to figure a way around this racetrack.
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be a Matthew Thunhorse kind of day. It just seems like that. He's got a bad fast car. And as he goes to P1 with a 23.841, which was about 3/100ths off of his practice time, as he shuts her down and heads back to pit road.
But no surprise there that he is the top of the board right now.
Yep, no surprise at all. Second, followed by AJ Scarborough, Chuck Harrell, Anthony Thitchener, and one of our fellow broadcasters, Colin Fern.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Colin is the points leader here. It's either Colin or Matthew. Those two are your top two in points here in the Xfinity Series.
Matthew Thunhorse remains at the top of the chart still so far, with AJ Scarborough still behind him. Back by about 7/100ths of a second, so a little bit faster than good old AJ. Ow, as he gets held up there by the 90 car. That'll hurt your lap here.
That number 90 AutoZone Chevy Camaro driven by John Knoll. He was fast a couple weeks ago in the Cup Series at Richmond. We'll see if he can translate that over at all into the Xfinity here. You know, Richmond and Iowa, pretty similar. Not exactly the same. As we got a new member in the top 5, Justin Bland with a 20.020.
And also, sorry, Nick Groth up to P2 with a 23.858. Just about, almost 2/100ths behind Matthew Thunhorse there for the pole.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good, fun battle here today. You know, I haven't seen Matthew Hibbs put down a time yet. We'll see what he can do. You know, we got Matthew George. That's a legit teammate. I mean, Justin Bland. Apologies. He's sitting in 9th. That goes back to days. I've known Justin for a long time. Me and Justin go back to our PlayStation 3 days, where he used to go by the nickname Legit Marksman. So, if you hear me call him Legit, that's the reason. As he goes back to 5th place, passes Chuck.
And a new person at the top of the leaderboard, Charles Silver.
Wow.
I believe he was your pick, wasn't he? Did you mention him?
No.
Oh, well, he's one of my picks always. Charles Silver's always fast.
Charles, yeah, he's always fast. I don't always know that he can always put the run together. You know, I've seen a lot of inconsistency out of him through the weeks, through the months, but I think maybe you know, maybe today's the day. It's possible.
as we have about 6 minutes left in this qualifying session out of 10. We still have Charles Silver as your pole sitter, Matthew Tunhorse second, Nick Groth third, AJ Scarborough fourth, and Wayne Willard rounding out your top 5. Actually, that is a new one. Wayne Willard just popped up there in the top 5 as well.
Well, that's you know, Wayne's not that bad of a driver. You know, previously he did drive for Haters Make Us Famous, which is Anthony Thitchner's team, league president. They have a good operation there. You know, I'd say compared to Hendrick Motorsports in real life, they're always up front. But he's decided to go out on his own. He's on his own team now, driving for himself. They signed Luis Salmazo. Man, he's got a tough name. The Brazilian redneck.
Our favorite Brazilian redneck.
Speaking of Luis, he's currently sitting P8. You know, a couple of these guys, Wayne and Luis specifically, they were way in the back in practice, 21st and 20th.
Yeah, that is true.
First in practice,
He's
kind of surprising, honestly.
Well, I mean, compared to his practice time of 24:004, even that time in practice would get him in the P9 position. So, I guess times are picking up or slowing. Actually, they're kind of bunching up a little bit. So he's able to get up there into P5 with that time of a 23:93.
It's going to be an interesting one today. You know, day race. A lot of times people think of Iowa, they think it's a night race. It's not true in the spring. The spring race is a day race. They run it on a Sunday in real life, and it's always the weekend of the All-Star race. That's why it's on the Sunday. But we'll see what they can do here today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad to be here and broadcast this with you, bud.
And right back at you, John. Sorry, my bad again, Nick.
Apparently, you're going to have some getting used to with that.
Which I don't know why, because in the Cup Series you are my team owner, so I don't know. We'll get it here.
Yeah, I can't understand that one for the life of me. I mean, maybe it's because normally you call me boss.
But I just called you John. I don't know. But we're still here in qualifying. We got about 3 minutes left. Charles Silver, still your pole sitter. Matthew Thunderhorse, Nick Groth, AJ Scarborough, Douglas Hess, Wayne Willard, Justin Bland, Luis Salmazo, Chuck Carroll, Caleb Sheets round out your top 10.
I've received word from our other driver at Guyless Hibbs in the Cup Series, and also our Xfinity team, Matthew Hibbs, who's part owner with myself. He's not going to qualify. He feels like his best bet to win this race is if he starts from the back.
He actually is on track right now. He is P19.
Oh, is he?
Yep. He's got a 24-24.
Somebody needs to start telling me these things before I do stuff like that. I mean, come on. Oh well, him and that Bad Boys Buggies, Camaro. God, I wanted to say Chevy SS. No, that's tomorrow. Chevy SS tomorrow, boys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
By the way,
7.
how's that Army car feeling for you for tomorrow?
Ooh, I like my Army car. It's handling real nice over long run, short run. I got the pole yesterday in the practice qualifying, or in the practice race. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm really liking that car for tomorrow.
Yeah, and you brought up something that differs a little bit from real life. You know, here in ECR, we have practice races on the weekend. We get to go out and we get to practice qualifying, do all the practice like they do here in this race. But then we actually run a race after all of this practice and qualifying to see how we do together. You know, it's a fun feature. It's helpful. It's useful. I know my Chanel sponsored number 9 Chevy SS for tomorrow. Feels really, really comfortable. I love how it feels. In fact, I think I just got a modified setup at you. It's going to be real fast tomorrow. I feel like maybe we could take a couple segments hopefully, I really want to see us both in that All-Star event.
I would love to be in an All-Star event. I've had a couple quick cars, gotten 2 poles this season out of, I believe, 5 races for me now. But I haven't been able to put it all together. Bad luck. Gotten taken out by an ex-teammate twice, but, you know, no bad blood there. Just some bad luck.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Last week we had a great car. We both had trouble. I was leading some laps, and I ended up mid-pack and ended up hitting someone. So sometimes you never know what's going to happen. We're just looking forward to tomorrow.
Yep. And sorry, Nick, but we have a new pole sitter with 15, and another new pole sitter with 10 seconds left to go. Matthew Thunhorse jumps to the top of the board with a 23.81. Douglas Hess had been at the board for about 5 seconds there with a 23.82. All the first top 4 times are within 3 100ths of each other. That's awesome.
And that's going to do it. You know, anyone who started the lap before the flag came out will be able to complete their lap. But as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Matthew Thunhorse, Douglas Hess, Charles Silver, Nick Groth, and AJ Scarborough rounding out your top 5.
It's going to make for an exciting start there. Justin Bland was fairly quick in practice. He's going to start back in P6.
That's my pick to win right there.
Yeah, we got a few guys who didn't qualify. I think we got 7 guys here who didn't qualify. So playing a little bit different strategy. See how it works out for them.
So I know you picked Thunhorse as your favorite.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you picked the dark horse. You know, I picked.
Oh, okay. All right, dark horse.
Back there in 21st.
Dark horse. I'm gonna go with Wayne Willard. I like Wayne tonight. I feel good for him tonight. Hope he can get up there front. They are green right now, so we should be going green here within the next about 2 minutes.
It's gonna be a fun one. I'm ready. I hope you're ready.
Oh, I am.
You know, we got, like we said, your front row is going to consist of Matthew and Douglas Hess. Second row will be Charles Silver and Nick Groth. Third row, AJ Scarborough and Justin Bland. Fourth row is Aaron Vincent and Wayne Willard. Colin Fern will lead the inside of row 5. Luis Salazzo is on the outside of that row. You got Chuck Harrell and Caleb Sheets, 11th and 12th. John Knoll, Anthony Fitchner, 13th and 14th. Stephen Massey, 15th. Caleb Thomas, 16th. Matthew George will roll off 17th. That's Justin Bland's teammate. Hoping to see he does some good tonight. Nathan Casillas will roll off.
I believe it's Casillas.
I'm just reading it how I pronounce it, how I read it. I might be off on that. No guarantees. But anyway, Josh Mayu will roll off 19th. Corey Chafin will roll off 20th.
Chaffin.
Matthew Hibbs is 21st. John Booger, I really don't know. He's got a difficult name. He'll roll off 22nd. He's also one of our fellow broadcasters, along with Colin Fern. They'll be broadcasting tomorrow night. Chris Sercoy will roll off 23rd. Douglas Rice. My bad, I was about to say Hess. Douglas Rice will roll off 24th. Matt Moritz will roll off 25th. Kevin Cook, who normally drives a Star Wars car in the Cup Series, roll off 26th. And from there on, we got a bunch of guys that didn't qualify. Sean Vandergrift, Michael Kinner, Robert Moyer, Brent Sargent, George Price, Michael B. Watson, and Josh Wallace. All did not qualify. I'm not 100% sure if they're actually on track racing. I'd believe they are.
Yep, they're all there. I just checked them. They're all on track, all ready to go green.
All right, well then, looks like it's going to be a fun one here tonight.
And they just got the one to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Next time by, we will be going green.
You know, a lot of times this is nerve-wracking for those guys up in those first couple rows. You get a little bit nervous there because you don't want to screw up. Because if you screw up at that front front line, you're going to take out the entire field. Nobody wants that. So it's a little tense, nervous right here at the start.
Yeah, it definitely is. And here we go, out of turn number 4. Are we still in turn 2? Nope, we're in turn 4. Here we go. Pace car is down. 6 car. Matthew Dunhorse goes, and it is green.
He's got a great jump. Looks like Charles Silver's gonna follow him. He's gonna clear Douglas Hess. Nick Groth is gonna look to the inside of him. He's not gonna get there.
And for those of you who are new to the ECR rules package, here in ECR, as soon as the pace car goes in, you are clear to go right after that. So anytime after the pace car ducks in, before the green lights go, you are free to go.
And it looks like Douglas Hess is going to get Charles Silver back after that terrible start. He's not able to make the pass there. Maybe in 3 and 4. Caution.
Yellow's out. Yellow's out.
Caution is out.
And not quite sure what that caution was for. Hopefully we can find out here.
Yeah, I'm waiting on word. It looks honestly like we had a car in the wall.
Well, all right. Were you able to see who that was?
Yeah, it just looks like Wayne Willard just all of a sudden snapped high, went high, and was stuck in the wall. There was nothing else he could do there. In fact, he might have had connection issues. There's a very good chance that he had connection issues.
Yeah, that's something. Either his wheel came disconnected or some kind of connection issue where he had to leave immediately. Because I'm seeing he has. Oh, he's still in the room.
He is still in the room, but he is not on the track.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to figure out if we can figure something out after that.
We'll get back to you guys on what happened there. Other than that, it's just interesting. I believe pit road will be open this time. We'll see if we got any takers.
After about 2 laps, I don't think they'll be coming down pit road. I could be mistaken, but Matthew Dunhorse continues to be your leader, followed by Douglas Hess, Charles Silver, Nick Groth, and Justin Bland running out your top 5.
Honestly, if I was in the back, I'd kind of consider it. Maybe get those fresh tires. Doesn't look like anyone's gonna pull down pit road. No. Yeah,
no, I don't know if I would this early, but Wayne Willard has disconnected due to connection issues.
Now, for all of you who might be concerned with Wayne, after getting lagged out as such, he will receive 1 lap back because of the lag out. But due to the fact that he lagged out, he's probably at this time, and I'm going to double check here, but I'm going to say he's probably a couple laps down. In fact, yes, he's 2 laps down. He's likely to be 3 laps down before he's actually able to get back on the track. Just not the kind of way you want to start off a race if you're Wayne Willard.
No, it's not, but I've had connection issues before in the past, and there's nothing you can do about them, really. It's just kind of bad luck, or some kind of outage in your area. Maybe there's a storm nearby. It's just out of your control, so it's just, yeah.
And sometimes there's fire alarms.
Yes, sometimes there are fire alarms. For those of you who didn't catch any of the races in the past, I'm in the Army, and I live in barracks. And we quite often have the problem of people not knowing how to cook their food or make their popcorn. So we quite often have the fire alarm go off. Yep. So I've earned the nickname Fire Alarm from some of the guys here in the league.
His other nickname refers to the fact that he's very quick in qualifying. He's also known as the Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Please don't start singing that.
Okay.
Fans want to hear that. We'll see if, you know what I'm interested to see here is if Matthew picks the outside lane.
I think he will here at this track with the way you got to enter turn 1, entering up on that high side, and the pace car, lights on the pace car are out. It actually does look like he's taking that inside line. We'll see how that works out. I mean, on the first start, he got the jump, so it didn't really matter too much, but yeah.
Yeah, as that control car, I don't think it really matters as much as sometimes we put an emphasis on it. But I think, honestly, you'd rather have that line going in because you cannot move up before the start-finish line.
No, there are no changing lanes.
Obviously, there is plenty of room on this track to get high before you get to turn 1. But, you know, sometimes you just rather have that arc right off the bat. I know tomorrow's going to be interesting.
Yes, tomorrow will be for sure.
Those kinks.
Alright, pace car is in. Race is going green. Matthew Thunhorse gets the jump. And you saw, as we were talking about, he waited till he crossed that start-finish line to move up the track and into that upper line to get the entrance into the corner.
As we see this time, Douglas Hess does clear Charles Silver for second place right off the bat.
Charles Silver's close up to that wall.
Did he get in?
Oh, and the 22 almost gets up into him.
You got the 65 there, too, of Justin Bland.
I don't see any right side damage on that 7 car, but man, he was close.
It's possible he scraped it.
He may have. This 22 Nick Roth gets down low with Charles Silver there in the 7, going low.
Justin Bland make it 3 wide here. In fact, they're looking like they're going 3 wide behind him there.
And they are with Aaron Vincent,
John Massey, and Chuck Carroll there. Colin Byrne right behind him. That's looking like a really interesting battle.
Yeah, not a battle I really want to be a part of at this point. Yellow's out. Yellow is out.
Another yellow. Likely to be coming from the back of the pack. I didn't see anything up near the front. We got a car around the 74 with heavy damage. And bad news for Hibbsy, or Hibbs Nation, I guess I should say. Matthew Hibbs was the cause of that caution. He went around all on his own. The 74 got into him. That car is messed up. Man.
Yeah, and I'm having trouble trying to look at the replay here. It's not being cooperative right now.
As Colin Fern leads them down pit road from 11th place. Colin Fern is your first car on pit road here.
And as you mentioned, Matthew Hibbs, he was catawamping sideways coming onto pit road, so he's got quite a bit of damage. He'll probably be on pit road for a little while, putting him quite a few laps down.
Caleb Sheets takes 2 tires.
Ooh.
Just a couple.
I think, yeah. No.
Where you're at in the field, I just don't agree with that call right there.
We'll see how it works out, but I have a feeling this early in the race, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that call.
Keep an eye on that 4 car.
On the 4 car.
Yeah, that's...
Was it Caleb Thomas or Caleb Sheets?
Caleb Thomas, 4 car.
Alright. Alright, well, we're going to keep an eye on this 4 car. He's right around the 87 car. Right behind him is the 31 car of Colin Fern.
Followed by Luis and John. calling his teammate, John has shown some prowess on how to get around these tracks and Xfinity cars. I've seen him take what looked to be like a bad handling race car and manage to get to the front somehow.
Yeah, we've seen some special things out of those two. It's pretty amazing to watch where they can just run so fast in this Xfinity series, and it every week it blows me away. Like, they always just right around me.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, Jeremy's been running down here in the Xfinity. We decided that, it's time to give this a shot. Both really enjoyed it. We enjoyed watching the motor broadcast, and we just figured that people would enjoy watching the ECR Xfinity races. Obviously, we're not too thrilled with the amount of cautions already. 2 cautions early on. We'd love to see a green flag run, but no guarantee that.
Yeah, that's always our goal here in ECR, is to get as much green flag racing as we can. We know nobody likes watching caution after caution after caution. It gets boring, and it ruins the race. It makes it just a snooze fest. So we're hoping here with, I believe we are on lap. Yeah.
We're on 14.
Lap 14, there we go. With lap 14, hopefully when we go green, we will have a little bit better showing here. Hopefully hold off the cautions for a little bit.
Yeah, we're sitting here, we're right here with the rest of you guys. We're on lap 15 as they cross the line. 15 out of 150, so not where we want to be.
The lights are off on the pace car. We'll be going green next time by with the 6 car and the 99 on the front row for the restart. 6 car chose the inside line again. He's got a couple good restarts down there. It's allowed him to pull away, but I think if that 99 can get as good of a restart as him, I think he may have a shot going into turn 1 with that high side.
Well, I think that the advantage for Matthew there is he's the control car. He can go whenever he wants before that green flag flies, as long as the pace car is no longer on the racing surface. So he can go immediately, or he can wait until the green flag flies. Douglas doesn't know when he's going to go, and I think that's what hurts him the most.
Yeah, that's the same with all the restarts. Pace car is in, and we are green. 6 car gets a jump, and the 99, again, he can't get that good jump. 6 car is going to get the lead going out on turn 1.
No, but it looks to me like he got a much better jump this time.
Oh, we got 2 cars around, the 7 and the 99, the 22. Oh, yep, Colin, the 99. Ooh, yep, they're hit pretty bad.
What I want you to do right now, if you can, go on board with the 65 car. I have no clue how he gets way around that. My God, that was so close.
Yeah, this is going to be one little exciting view here as we go into the cockpit with the 65 driver of Justin Bland. He goes into turn 1, the 99. I don't know. Oh, contact with the 7 and the 99, and he just squeezes around it.
That was a heck of a moment there.
Heck of a moment and a heck of luck, because he was about 6 inches from going into pit road with damage.
I'm happy to see that, though, for him having a stroke of good luck after last week in Kansas, where he couldn't find luck to save his life.
So, as I can see, that caution, I believe, was going to be the 7 of Charles Silver that brought that one out. He, when he went into turn 1, he couldn't keep it down there on the bottom, and it came up into the 99 of
Douglas Hess.
Douglas Hess, that's what I was trying to think of. The 99 of Douglas Hess. Just bad luck for Douglas. He was having a great run up there. P2 going into turn 1, and looks like Charles Silver is coming back up to the front. I'm not quite sure what that's about. He I will have to see. But yeah, the 31 car of Colin Fern was involved, the 99 of Douglas Hess I had mentioned, the 7 of Charles Silver, and also the 22 of Nick Groth. All run at the front. They all got some damage in that one. Hopefully we can get back out there, stay competitive, and keep going for this race, because those are some fast cars.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing from race control for ECR is the EOL here will go to the 7 car of Charles Silver.
Yeah, he went into the corner, and it wasn't intentional by any means, but when he went into the corner, he didn't get on the brakes hard enough, or they locked up. They slid up into the 99. Maybe the 99 came down a little bit. Who knows?
Well, it looks like the 99, what it really looked like to me was the 7 tried to run it in as low as he could to give the 99 as much room as he could. But where he ran, it's just going to slide up the track every time like that. And the 99 ran his normal line, arced it in, like I said before the race. You got to arc that thing through there. I just feel like, you know, it wasn't much of anything different that could be done. But, you know, it is what it is.
And the lights are still on in the pace car. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second commercial break here. When we come back, we'll be going green. We'll be restarting with Matthew Thunhorst and Justin Bland on your front row.
I don't know if we should be taking this caution or this commercial break right here. The lights on the pace car just went off.
See, for me, they're still on.
They're off for me.
Maybe I'm not fast forwarded all the way. That is it. That is my fault. Yep, pace car lights are off. We are on the back straightaway coming to the green.
It's all right, bud. And you know what I just noticed? Remember, you picked Matthew Thunhorst to win. I picked Justin Bland.
Oh boy. Looks like I got the better pick right now. Oh yeah.
I don't know. That 65 car, that's a nice looking black car. Maybe you can intimidate it.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We're coming to the restart here. Pace car lights are off. Pace car's going to duck down pit road right there. And Matthew Thunhorst is green.
Looks like Justin got a really nice jump there.
Yeah, he got one of the better jumps we've seen all night. As it's Matthew Thunhorst, Justin Bland, the 90 of John Knowles right there, and Anthony Thitchener.
As we all know, Anthony, never someone to be at the back of the pack. He hates it back there.
And then
90's looking under Justin.
yeah, 90's trying to go under Justin here. Maybe he's going to try and get past that 65 car and get up to that 6 car and challenge for the lead.
Remember, I did say he's fast at Richmond.
Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Man.
Feeling like it's another Kansas here, bud.
Yeah. Shoulda. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where...
Oh, we got a car smoking. It looks like it's going to be the 92. Let's go back and watch the 92 car, or 82 car here. See if it's the 45 of Kevin Cook that is smoking. Let's go back and see here if we can see what happened. Oh, it's a big wreck. It's coming coming out of turn 2. Or coming out of... No, wait. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Honestly,
Oh, 33 of Corey Chaffin.
The way I'm looking at it is, looks like the 45 just kind of dove it in there.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Almost just got into the 11 and got into the 18 on his outside.
Yep, 61, 82, 33, 45, all hit pretty hard. Yep, and you hate it for those guys that are they're trying to run their race, and it was a mistake on the 45 car. Yeah, we all make mistakes, but it's just hard to see. But it does look like that 90 car did get past the 65 of Justin Bland. Picked up that P2 position. He'll be restarting here on the outside, I presume, as the 6 car's taking the inside all restarts. He's led every lap so far.
Yeah, well, it's honestly not hard to do, though.
Yep.
You got multiple cautions.
Yeah, when you got 3 cautions, yep. 4 cautions, sorry.
Yeah, it's seeming like it's going to be... And, you know, it seems like it's going to be that kind of night, but this isn't that kind of track, really.
You know, I'm honestly actually not that surprised with this track. This track it's a very close quarters. It's maybe 1 or 2 lines. It's all I picture it as a Richmond. It's almost a little bit harder Richmond track.
It's a little bit wider Richmond, too.
Yes and no, yes.
It's definitely wider than Richmond. You can't argue that. We just were at Richmond a couple weeks ago. It's, you know, I find it just kind of blows my mind that we can have this many cautions already. I really was looking forward to this race. I love Iowa. I love watching racing here. It's always exciting. You know, just, we're not getting it. I don't know what to say, you know. Got a couple cars up front that are holding their own, and the cautions are just coming from the back of the field.
Yeah, they are, and I mean, it's hard. These races are a little difficult with I mean, we did have, I think, 33 guys starting the race. And right now we still have 24 that are on the lead lap. Corey Chaffin, George Price, Kevin Cook, Charles Silver, Matthew Hibbs, Stephen Massey, Wayne Willard, and Michael Kinner are all laps down or multiple laps down.
Yeah, you know. Hopefully we can get some green flag laps in here. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, as we said, we can hope. This has just been a bad few weeks for ECR here. We've had a couple tracks that are it's either extremely challenging high line racing, short track racing, and short tracks always produce a lot of cautions in real life and in iRacing. It's just the nature of the game. But still, we should be able to get some good green flag racing here. Matthew Thunhorse still your leader, John Knoll, Justin Bland, Anthony Thitcher, and Aaron Vincent rounding out your top 5. And we are on lap 27, on 28 coming to 29. We're coming to the green.
All right, let's see if Matthew can get the jump. You know, John Knoll's been pretty quick. Obviously, Justin's going to be rolling off from 3rd. Aaron Vincent, who kind of surprises me being up there, honestly.
Yeah, he does, and the green is out for Matthew Thunhorse, so he gets the jump. And we'll tuck it up onto that high side going into turn 3. John Knoll clears the 65 of Justin Bland. And Anthony Thitcher, we got a car stopped in turn 2.
He's fine. Not going to have a caution for that one. He's all by himself. He's down on the apron.
And the 87 goes around the 65 on the high side for P3.
It's like Justin's just going backwards at the moment. I feel like he needed to get to the high side as quick as he could, though. There, he just couldn't. I mean, if we get some green flag racing, that car that's, I feel like maybe now as we've gotten underway and I've seen how they're doing in traffic, I feel like that 87 might have something for him as well.
Yeah, he's always got something tucked up his sleeve. But that 65 is charging back.
Down that bottle of Jim Beam.
Yeah. Obviously he hasn't downed a bottle of that because he's still driving, being able to drive straight. But the 65's catching back up to him. We got a split for top 5 with John Bucher back there in the 5th position.
And like I said, John there always manages to find a way. Always.
Yeah, I think he started back in, I believe it was back in like the 16th position, so he's worked his way up, all the way up through the field. He's been able to get back up to the top 5. Just broke it.
Yeah, to point it out, he's actually he started 22nd in the field, and he's currently running 5th. Now that's a good driver. Anybody that can go from 22nd to 5th on a fixed setup here at Iowa, that guy can drive a race car.
Oh yeah. And here we're getting a little shout out to Sean Vandergriff. Racing pretty good. He started back at the pack without qualifying, and he's up into the top 10 now at the 10th position.
Yeah, he's another one. You know, I'm kind of surprised that he's up in the front. You know, normally he doesn't run that great, but every week you see something new.
Same with Caleb Sheets. He's up into the top 10 as well.
Caleb Sheets, I was received word that a few drivers felt like he caused the last caution. Obviously, it's not entirely true. He just got on his brakes. There wasn't anything he could do different. It wasn't anything that Kevin did wrong, really. Kevin just tried to avoid a car that really got on its brakes really quickly. But, you know, it happens. There's nothing that anyone can do. As it looks like Anthony's going to try to get up here and battle with that 90 car.
He's trying to. They're pulling away a little bit from that 35 car. But it's still a 4-car breakaway. It was still Matthew Thunhorse leading it.
I never give up on my boy Justin there, you know.
Oh no, I'm not ruling him out at all. Anthony's trying to find a line that works for him around to get around this 90 car. And the 90 car goes down and takes that line away from him.
Yeah. You know, those haters make us famous cars. They're great. You got that classic motorsports car up there in the 90. I want to say it's Redline Racing with Matthew up there. That car is owned by Steven. Justin's his own owner-driver combo, much the same as Anthony is.
And the Anthony's underneath the 90, and the 90 is able to powerhouse around him on the outside.
And that's what's going to happen. The outside line here is just way better than the inside line. If you can actually get to the outside of someone and hold it there, you'll be able to make a pass easier than they will trying to go underneath you.
And the 65 has been able to catch back up with the battling that the 87 and the 90 were doing. He's back on the 87's bumper.
Yeah, that guyless bland engine there that he's got under the hood that powers all of our cars, Justin Bland Racing and Guyless Hips Incorporated. It hasn't been the best of engines as of late, you know, haven't had the greatest power, but they're getting somewhere. We're really starting to figure our engines out, and I feel like in the next couple weeks, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to pull out a win with something.
I sure hope so. That'd be awesome. Oh, and the 31 loses it again and gets into the wall. Colin Fern, he had been in that wreck back on, I believe it was lap 18, and he had battled his back all the way up to 11th. But he lost it off of turn 2 and got into the wall real hard. He's going to have major right front damage.
He is, but the good news for all you fans of Colin Fern, he will be able to drive through that and hopefully get to either the next caution or the next pit stop. If he gets a caution, he'll definitely be able to get that fixed. We'll see how it affects him for a while. Doesn't look like it's affecting him too bad, but you never know with damage.
Yeah, we're on lap 41 here. Take you on a quick run through the field. Matthew Thunhorst is your leader. He's led every lap still, but that 90 car is getting right onto his bumper.
The 90 car runs second with Anthony Fitchner following in third. Anthony's got a car. Can he get there, and can he make the pass on both of them? I think if they if they start battling, he's going to close up. And you know who else is going to close up?
At 65 at Justin Bland, I'm guessing.
Yes, he will. At Mercury Boats.
And the 90 got into the wall.
90 got in the wall, yeah.
And the 87 is going to be able to get down low, see if he can complete the pass here. Look like that. Ooh, that was close. They're battling on the outside.
Looks like, I'm not sure. Looks like Anthony's got a little damage.
I'm seeing that too. On the right front, yeah, he's got that right front buckled up a little bit.
I don't see any on the 90.
Which is weird. I do see a little right front. The right side's caved in a little bit, but the 87 gets by him, and the 90 goes back down low.
And all the while they're battling, look who's caught him.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's not the Jaws theme, is it? Yeah.
I would say it's more of a da-na.
Da-na. Da-na, da-na, da-na. Although we do have a Jaws motor. Whew.
No, we don't have Jaws anymore. Louis.
Oh, that's right. Luis sold the team. We used to have a Jaws Motorsports, so that was always the joke of making the Jaws theme song, or the theme music around him. The 87, go ahead.
I do think Justin's going to need a bigger boat, though.
Yes. I do think he's going to need a little bit bigger boat. Maybe a little faster, maybe like a speed boat, water ski boat.
One of them top fuel racing boats.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if my eyes mistook me there, or I think Chuck Harrell just moved into 5th place.
Did he now? He did. He got past that 35 car and moved into 5th place. He is in that second pack. He's about 3.2 seconds behind the leader. But he did break the top 5, leaving John Bucher, Luis Samamosto, Caleb Thomas, Aaron Vince, and Colin Fern picked back into the top 10. So his car obviously not hurt too incredibly bad. Good enough that he's still running comparable lap times to the leader.
He'll get in and get that fixed on the next stop. But you know what I do like to point out? You know, we had those early cautions, but look now. We're getting a good, nice little green flag run. I think we've gone 25 laps now. Hopefully I'm not jinxing this, knock on wood. Honestly, I'd love to see us go green all the way to the finish. You know, I talked about getting on a pit road's a difficult challenge here under green. I'd love to see these guys do it. I want to see how they can do it.
Oh, yeah. And 6 car's still your leader, out by about 3/4 of a second, coming up on lap traffic here in the 82 car of Matt Moritz.
As that battle for second continues between Anthony Thitchner, John Knoll, and Justin Bland.
Oh, and 87 gets in the wall.
Oh, he saves it.
He saves it, but I can't imagine he's going to not have any damage from that. And the 90 powers by him on the outside with 82 on the outside of him.
And this is sometimes what you got to worry about when you get lap traffic. And they're battling again. They're going to keep at it. And you know who I just noticed is closing on him?
Yeah.
That 88 car.
Oh, him, yeah. Him too. I was thinking about that 65 because he's now challenging on the outside of 87.
He was already there. That 88 car, though, last time I looked, I think he was 3 seconds back. Now he's a second back of these guys. Actually, he was about 2 seconds back of them, but now he's actually less than a second back now. He's coming. And
he's running comparable lap times to our leaders. He's able to keep up right with them. He's about a tenth slower than, let's say, Anthony. Oh, we got a car smoking on the backstretch.
He's down on the apron. I feel like he's in a good spot. There won't be a caution thrown for that. We don't have oil on the racetrack here in iRacing, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. There's no debris on the track, at least not yet. They've been talking about adding that, but as
yeah.
Right now, there's no reason to throw a caution for a car smoking.
Oh no.
As we're going to have a battle for 4th here in just a few laps.
Yeah, that 88's pulling up to the bumper of the 65. He's back behind him by about 0.6 of a second now. Now make that 5 after that lap.
Chuck's actually running faster than the leaders. He's running real fast lap times. I feel like as the race goes on, he might be the guy. Maybe I've said that about a couple different guys, but he might be the guy. From what I'm seeing, that car is bad fast. He might just be the guy.
I hope so. I'd love for some good luck for him. It seems like every week he gets in someone else's mess just being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's always good to see someone who doesn't get the best luck every week, put it that way, could be able to come through and get a good finish.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about finishes on lap 50.
Hey, but sometimes, you know, that's how it goes. I just love, you know, whoever we get to interview at the end of the race, I'm sure it's going to be a fun interview.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy and excited. Obviously, it doesn't put them in the All-Star race for tomorrow. You know, it's kind of cool, but Xfinity doesn't transfer over. I'm sorry, but it doesn't.
See, I thought I had seen something on our website that actually said it was both. If you win a race in both series, it was on the when he announced who was in the All-Star race. I seem to remember something about if you win in the Xfinity series, it does transfer over and you will be in that All-Star race. I could be mistaken, but
I believe it carries over from last season. But again, I could also be mistaken. You know.
we could both be mistaken.
Well, I don't know if we're both mistaken. It does count or it doesn't. I don't think it's.
Oh, and the 90 car gets in the wall. He gets in the wall hard. The 87's going to go down low and take that position away from him.
And he's going to clear him right away, so no battle, no chance.
Ah, no, you can't say that. Oh, ooh, that was close. But explain this hitting the wall on the outside there at turn 4. When you come off of turn 4 at this track, if you can't keep it down low, your car just wants to push on exit, and it gets you right up into that wall. And the yellow is out.
Caution is out. But you know, after having a nice little green flag run like that, that caution isn't such a bad thing. I guarantee you everyone's going to be on pit road, though.
And the caution was on the... Looks like it's going to be on the 2 car of Sean Vandergriff. Gets around. Trying to...
Looks like the 2 car just, you know, he got loose coming off of 2, and when he went to save the car, he had to save it down the racetrack, and he ended up getting into the 99, and it sent them both around. Had the 99 not been there, I don't think we would have had that caution, but, you know.
But we do have everybody on pit road.
Yeah, and I figure as much, you know. It's been since pretty much the start of the race for a few of the guys. I think
Yeah.
Matthew has a couple of those guys in the front. Colin, I think, is the first guy of the guys that have pitted already. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure, but
Colin has had to pit multiple times for damage in that one wreck.
well, Colin pitted once, as far as I know.
Oh, well,
I could be. I could
we'll
be
see.
Wrong. Again, I could be, you know, you never know with me. I could be wrong. I'm liable to be wrong at any point in time.
And winning the pace off, it'll be the 6, the 90, the 65, the 88, the 35, 4, 87, 14, 49.
Wow. Tell you what, that 87 didn't seem to have a good...
Oh, we got a wreck off of pit road!
Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
That since the 90s.
And I'm...
Oh. As Caleb Thomas gets in, or not Caleb Thomas, my apologies, Caleb Sheets gets into him.
And I'm seeing... Am I seeing this correctly? Did the 6 get a penalty? He's dropping to the back of the field.
I don't know.
Don't know.
He is dropping to the back.
All right. Well, I don't know if we can get any clarification on that, but yeah, the 6 car who's led every lap so far is dropping to the back like he got at EOL. Or maybe a pit road speeding penalty?
That is correct. I just received word from race control. It was a pit road speeding penalty for the 6 car.
Wow. That's a tough break. Well, that'll be exciting to watch him come back up through this field, though. He'll be back the tail end of the longest line. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes.
Does he have the luck to get through everyone? As your new leader, though, will be John Knoll, I believe. I think the 2 car just stayed out
Yep.
lap there.
Yes, he did. But the 90 will be taking the lead right there.
Followed by the 65 in second, the 88 in third, and the 35 will be fourth. The 4 car, Caleb Thomas, will be fifth.
That's pretty impressive.
I think we, I don't think the 2 tires worked out for him earlier when he took them.
No, and I think he figured that one out too.
I don't know. I think he took it again because last I saw he was not near the front. I know
he might have.
A bad pit stop, but I don't think he was that high up.
Yeah, he might have. But let's give a shout out. We have a couple new guys here racing tonight. One of them is the 77 car here of Michael B. Watson. He's racing the Illinois University car, the Galloping Ghost. He's up there. He's in 13th. Not bad for a first run. Not too bad. And the lights are off on the pace car here. We're getting the 1 to go sign from our flag stand. 90 car is going to take the low side, followed by the 65. And right behind him is going to be the car of the 88, then the 35. Then your 4 car, 87.
Drug that one out.
I'm still getting used to these camera controls. Yep. But as I said, 49 car Aaron Vincent, followed by the 24 Joshua Wallace, 18 of Nathan Casillas, 50 of Matthew George, 77 of Michael B. Watson, 20 of Brett Sargent, 42 Chris Ircoy, Caleb Sheets, Nick Groth, Colin Fern, Douglas Hess, Matthew Thunhorst, our pit road speeding penalty, and Sean Vandergriff, our tail end of the lead lap car, coming to the green.
All right, here we go. This is going to be interesting. You know, new leader, first time we've had someone else lead. He's going to get the jump here, and there he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't think he came up into that lane, but if there was a car there, would he have put him in the wall? That's my take on it. Oh, and the 4 car gets loose off the corner.
The rule there is if he comes up into the higher lane.
Well, let's take a look at this. See if we can justify if he did or not. Alright, I'm watching the restart here. And I'm following the line in the concrete, or cement, whatever it is. You know what? I would personally have to say that he did move up a little bit.
I'm hearing early word though is they're not going to black flag him. They feel like he might have spun the tires a little bit and walked it up there. You know, it's just not enough really. Apparently to.
Okay, yeah, I can see the spin tires.
You better get back up live, bud. We just got a caution on the 35. Just took out the 87. I don't think it was intentional, but my word. Oh, the 87. No.
No, the 87 got loose off the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching it from the 87, coming off the corner, he gets back on that gas hard. Coming off the corner, it just goes around. The 35 has nowhere to go but into him.
Yeah,
Thankfully, it looks like nobody else got into the 87. Yep.
But you know, that was a heavy hit. But thank God we're on iRacing.
Oh yeah, that's the saving grace here. We're on iRacing. This is a racing simulator. It's keyword simulator, not live. Otherwise, we'd be taking some pretty hard hits.
Yeah, John hits pit road now.
Yeah.
Douglas S is going to join him, but that's just not the way you want to see it happen for either of them. John's been running great all night, and Anthony too.
Yeah.
I just hate to see it.
Hopefully John can get back out there. Hopefully Anthony can also get back out there on the track. But while we're talking about that, there was a scary accident today in IndyCar practice.
James Hinchcliffe.
Yes, James Hinchcliffe.
My man Hinchy.
Hinchcliffe was taken to the hospital. He's had surgery since the accident. He is listed as stable condition, wake and alert. But he did have surgery. I believe it was on a leg. I'm not sure the extent of the injuries, but we do want to send our best wishes out to James Hinchcliffe there in the IndyCar series.
Yeah, get well soon, my friend. Get well soon, Mayor of Hinchtown. I know you took the win here a couple weeks ago at the brand new Nala.
Hey, Brandon, I'm broadcasting right now, but I'm going to send you this Automotive Racing Authority if you wanted to go watch the race that I'm broadcasting. If you're bored. Press the wrong button. Yep.
Well, that can happen sometimes. You press the wrong button. We are still live, right?
Yes, we are still live. just press the TeamSpeak button.
All right. I just wanted to make sure there on that one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it happens. It happens, man.
But we are on lap 73 right now. Give you a quick rundown. John Knoll, your 90 car, is your leader, followed by 65 of Justin Bland, Aaron Vincent, Michael B. Watson. Look at that, Michael B. Watson, his first race up into the top 5. Luis Salamasso, Nick Groth, Matthew George, Caleb Thomas, Caleb Sheets, and Colin Fern. Triple C's there. Round out your top 10.
And I just received word from our third member who could not join us tonight, Nick Olson. James Hinchcliffe had a piece of his car in his thigh, and that's surgery. I have no word if he's going to be driving this weekend. I know I'd love to.
It doesn't sound like it.
Hinchtown, but you know, as I said, hope he gets well soon. Really can't wait to see him back on that racetrack. I'm still going to be pulling for Marco this weekend. That's my man.
For me, I love anybody who was in NASCAR. I've always been a big fan of him. I'm hoping pulling for that 2-car Juan Pablo Montoya.
Ah, you mean Mr. Jet Dryer?
Yeah, Mr. Jet Dryer.
Yeah, that'll. I'm looking forward to it. This coming Sunday. It's always a big event. You know, there's been word Anthony's talked about doing an ECR, Indy 500. I know I'd love to broadcast it, but honestly, I can't see myself avoiding racing in that one.
Yep, nope. If we do Indy 500, I gotta be in it. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm not always the biggest IndyCar fan. I'm a NASCAR guy first, IndyCar second.
Oh yeah.
And the American Road Racing third, but I love that Indy 500. As we get ready to go green here.
Yep, here we come. Pace car is going to duck off on a pit road here, and the 90 car is green.
As it looks like Justin gets another good jump, and you know the two cars that are surprising me right now are the 49 and the 77 up there.
Same with me. The 49's fast some weeks, but that 77, this is his first race with the ECR here at Iowa, and he is up into that P3 spot.
First race at Iowa.
That's his first race at Iowa, first race with ECR. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty good.
He ran Richmond.
Oh, did he?
There. Yeah, and Talladega.
Oh, well, I guess I'm just having a brain fart.
Yeah, apparently.
I have a lot of those.
It's okay, I'm blonde.
Oh, and the 65! Oh, nice save there, Justin Bland. Whew. And yellow's out back there on the backstretch.
Looked like it was the 42. Looks like the 42 is around. And it looks like Chuck Harrell's involved. No, Chuck Harrell is the cause of the caution. Chuck Harrell just loses it on the high line.
And that 42, the way he got into it was coming off the corner. He was trying to either avoid the wreck. Yeah, he was trying to avoid the wreck, and he came down into that 23 car of Douglas Rice, and that sent him around and into the wall. And into the garage, sadly. Looks like. But our yellow is out. And with that yellow, we're going to go ahead and step away here for 60 seconds. Take a short commercial break. We will be back with you in 60 seconds. Hello? Hello, 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 hello. Hello? 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 Alright everybody, and we're back here at Iowa Speedway with, let's see how many laps we got left here. We're on lap 80, we're on lap 82 now. We're going to be
150.
At a 150, so we're a little over halfway here. We'll be getting the restart here within the next lap or so. Pace car still has lights on, so I'm guessing coming this time by, we'll be getting lights off on that pace car. And Nick, talk real quickly about who's been the surprise for you today besides the 77 car, because, well, again, I guess he's been in previous races. I just, wasn't there or something.
Honestly, my surprise today is the Brazilian redneck. Everyone's favorite Brazilian redneck. He came in today pissed off at this racetrack. He absolutely hated this racetrack going into practice, and I just feel like he loves it right now. He's running up there in the top 5. Somebody who's not having a good day, though, Anthony Fitchner was involved in that last caution, and he's out of the race. He's got a blown motor.
Oh, is he? Ooh, tough luck there for 87. He was involved in this last one or the one before that where he was hit pretty good? I think it was the one before.
He caused the one before the last one, and he was involved in the last one.
Oh, wow. Well, pace car lights are off. Pace car's ducking out on the pit road. The 90 car is green. 65 on the outside. Gets a pretty good jump there on the restart.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to clear the 77 here, hopefully. Yes, he is. He's going to go up there and try to challenge that 90 car.
And a 65 is getting right onto that rear bumper with a 22 tailing right behind him. 65 staying right behind the 90 car. Everybody seems to like they're giving each other a decent amount of room back there. Colin Fern also been in a couple wrecks so far. He's almost breaking the top 5 now. Oh, we got a 3-wide battle back there with a 35 to 24 and the, I couldn't tell who that was. 50 car, Matthew George.
And as you can see right behind him too, that 6 car's trying to come back.
You know, I totally forgotten about him. He had that speeding penalty back a few cautions ago, and he's trying to make his way back slowly but steadily. As you can see, he's back in that hornet's nest back there in about the 14th, 15th position.
It's been a difficult day for him. Steven Massey's back there. Normally Steven's a guy that's up near the front every week. Not this week.
No, not this week. I believe he was our winner back at Kansas in the Cup Series, but he's not having the same kind of luck here in Iowa.
You know, something I want to point out, we got a battle going on. That 65 car has caught the 90.
Yeah, he's catching him and he's mowing him down, trying to get past him, going out of turn 4. He gets a great run there off of 3 and 4. He's going to be there in the turn 1, I think.
Hey, you know what they always say, though. Catching them's one thing.
Passing him's another.
But I think if anyone can get it done, it's Justin. Last season's winner, I guarantee you, he wants to get it done again.
He's ducking down low, trying to get a run on that 90 car. He's going to pull up high. He's going to get a little tight, so he's going to lose a little bit of that momentum that the 90 car is going to have over him.
I think he wants redemption for last week at Kansas in the SpongeBob SquarePants 200. He had a really, really good, really fast SpongeBob SquarePants Chevy SS there that his team put together that, helped him out with the setup. You helped him out with the setup, and that setup was bad fast. I know I was up leading laps. You were up near the front for a while. You just ran into some bad luck. But he was up front the entire race, and at the end of the race, he just didn't have any luck. Got into a little skirmish. Everything was worked out between him and AJ in the 5. But I think he wants redemption. I feel like he really felt like he had a chance to win last week. I think he wants this win more than everyone else out on that track right now. I really do. As he's going to get way out of line there.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit of momentum there. He's probably going to fall back. Oh, maybe not. He's going to charge back down the inside. The thing with running the inside line at this track is it burns your tires off a bit quicker than that outside line does, because outside line you're able to just kind of arc it into the corner, lazily kind of lay it down and get off the corner. But that inside, you're turning that wheel extra, trying to get it to stay down on that inside of somebody.
You know what I really feel like this track is like? It's like the mutant love child of Richmond and Kansas.
Richmond, Kansas, and I want to throw a little bit of Kentucky in there.
Yeah, because it's really bumpy.
It is. It is very bumpy. And I hate bumpy tracks. Oh.
The surprising thing is it's not that old of a racetrack. I want to say this track is was built in like 06, 07. Has the 90s in the wall. Looks like he just went up and scraped it. Doesn't look like...
Yeah, it doesn't look too much damage. But look at who is coming in P3. Colin Fern, been involved in 2 wrecks. Had a severely damaged race car. Looks like they've been able to beat some of that damage out pretty good, though. And he's up to P3, pulling away from 4 and 5 and catching those front 2.
You know, I think Colin's looking for another win here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he just happens... somehow, every track, he's fast. Week in, week out in this Xfinity series and the ECR Cup series. Or ECR Xfinity series. Yeah, oh, and he gets loose there off the corner, but... he manages to get that car going so fast up towards that front.
Well, he's got to make up 3 seconds on the rest of them, but he does have over a second to Luis, who is in 4th. As Justin is almost on the bumper of the 90 car now.
And that he is coming out of turn 4. He's trying that low line again. And it looks like he might get a nose down there into turn 1.
You know, both of these guys are battling for their first win this season. Colin looking for, I want to say, his 3rd of the season. I could be wrong.
Yeah, at least. Oh, the yellow's out. I wonder who had the lead. Who are they going to say had the lead?
And I can guarantee you right now, Justin is cussing his head off right now.
And the cause of the caution looks like it's going to be coming off the corner. The 50 either gets loose or he gets contact. Oh, he gets in the wall, and that checks everybody up, and the 11 gets into the 6. The 6 gets into the 50, and they go around. So the 6, oh, and the 6 and the 99 are going to have some pretty severe damage.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, the 6 maybe could have done a little bit different, maybe not. It's a shame to see one of those guyless bland engines out of the race.
Oh, is he out?
I don't know
No.
if he's gonna be out.
No, I don't. Matthew should be fine. He's going to pit for some damage repair here, but I think he'll be able to get back out there and still be competitive. Especially being one of the faster cars out there. I believe he still has the fastest lap of the race. The 24:13.
Are we talking about the same Matthew?
Matthew Thunhorst.
I was talking about the 50.
Oh, that Matthew George. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy with one of our...
Yeah, you know, yeah, that's again, that brain fart thing. It happens.
Oh, is Justin going to beat him out? Justin beats him out for the lead.
Nice pit stop by the 65 crew coming out of pit road. 65, 90. It's going to be the 31, 14, 4, and 22.
I'm not so sure on that.
Oh, that's what's showing on my scoreboard here, but I could be wrong.
I'm seeing 65, 90, 31,
77.
35, 14.
There again. There's that 31 and 35. They're back up at the front. Both cars in the top 5 of those Moist Motorsports 2 cars.
The 11 car, Caleb Sheets, is turning 8. Josh Wallace in that 24 car, 9th currently. 9th! He started 34th.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd say that's a pretty good accomplishment. Although Michael Watson, yeah, he's up there in 4th and he started 33rd. So that's some guys having some impressive runs tonight that you don't see up there. Caleb Sheets, you mentioned, Josh Wallace, even Caleb Thomas, Nathan Casillas is here. Maybe even mention John Knoll up there in P2. He's fast. He's fast most of the weeks, but somehow he gets himself in predicaments that causes him to have some bad luck.
Yeah, and as I've come to realize, Steven is in the back, not of his own doing. I forgot Steven lagged out earlier. He's 5 laps down.
Oh, that is right. Yep. So yeah, Stephen Massey's 5 laps down, 21st position.
He's gonna try to get a wave around here.
Well, he's,
74 looks like.
and we are on lap 101 of lap 150. We're gonna have probably 48 to go when we come back to take the green.
I think 48, 47, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Again, apologize we don't have a scoring ticker. Trying to keep you guys updated on where everybody's running. We'll hopefully get that up and running for next week.
Yeah, next week we'll be at Charlotte and have a lot of fun. Quad oval, cookie cutter. I really wish they'd take it off the schedule. Some of the, well, maybe not Charlotte, but some of those cookie cutter tracks. I just kind of feel like they need to take some of them off the schedule. I'm with Kevin Harvick. I want to see some major schedule changes.
Yes, I think it is needed. I think it's almost a necessity at this point, because I mean, you look at baseball, basketball, any other sport, their schedules change. They change every year. They don't stay the same, so that it's not predictable. We've had the same schedule in the Cup Series for what, the last 10 years?
Well, they changed it up. This moved some races around. Darlington's actually going to be on its original date from back in the day. It's going back to Labor Day. They're going to throw back weekend that weekend too. That's a fun weekend.
Yep, that'll be a fun weekend there. Lights on the pace car are off, I believe. Yes, they are.
They are. We're going green this time by. How is Justin going to handle being the leader?
And we're about to find out. He's green, and the 90 doesn't get his... Yep. We got to check out back in the pack, but it looks like they're all going to get away with it.
It looks like the 22 might have gotten in the wall.
Yeah. That restart line here, it's such an advantage. The 90 gets in the wall a little bit, it looks like.
But Colin lets him have the spot. As the 35 looks like the 77's in the wall. He's going to come down right in front of the 6, block him off.
Probably gonna fall. He's probably gonna lose one spot there.
Not an intentional block there though by any.
Oh no. That 6 runs up right behind him.
Your leader is Justin Bland. As we said before the race, last season's winner, we interviewed him. He knows a thing or two about getting around this racetrack. This is one of his favorite racetracks on the circuit in the Xfinity Series. I wouldn't be surprised if he ever heard they were at this track. Got the schedule, he'd jump for joy.
I know myself, for one, would probably want to volunteer in the broadcast booth for that week. This is not one of my better tracks.
I'd rather see him bring back Richmond, or not Richmond.
For me, my favorite track, I think probably one of my favorite tracks that NASCAR ever raced at. They took away last couple of years ago, Circuit Jacques Villeneuve in Montreal. I loved the racing there. That was some of the best racing I think the Nationwide Series had.
As Knoll is, wow, what a save by John Knoll. But it's going to allow Justin to get away a little bit more.
Yeah, he is pulling away. Colin Fern and John Bucher. Oh, John gets loose. He saves it though. Man, these guys are making some great saves. That 31 wants by this 90 car bad, so we can go up there and chase down that car of the leader.
65 Mercury.
Yep.
He's just opening up a gap. He's got a second now as John's sideways.
Yeah, 34 or 31 wasn't too far behind him. He kind of followed him up there into the wall, which we see so often here in iRacing. You kind of just follow the guy in front of you, and sometimes you're not realizing it, but you run yourself into that wall. But look who's coming right behind that 35 car, that 6 car, Matthew Dunhorse coming back up to the front.
Yeah, and we said he would. I don't, you know, if this stays green, I don't know if he has the time to go up and run Justin down. Obviously, if they get a caution here, he's got a chance. I know Justin doesn't want to see a caution. I really feel like
he doesn't.
He's in that same spot that Chase Elliott was in yesterday.
That was a tough break for Chase Elliott. I had to feel bad for him. That was, whew, that sucked.
That's my guy. Being a Gordon fan, him taking over, I feel comfortable with him taking over. That's my guy. I felt bad for him. I really don't want to see that happen to Justin again.
No.
Obviously, they don't have the same tire limit.
Yeah, no.
That's what caused Chase. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys don't remember, Chase Elliott pitted quite a few laps before the caution came out, and he got 2 tires. Well, those were his last 2 tires. When the caution came out, coming to the white flag, everybody else still had 4 tires in their pit, so they were able to come in and get 2 or 4 tires, whichever they chose to do strategy-wise, and they were able to get back around, or one car was able to get back around Chase Elliott. That was Chris Buescher, and he was able to pull away and get the checker flag, but Chase Elliott was able to hold on to that second place position, but a little bit of a tough break. He was disappointed at the end of the race, I know, but yeah.
He's still running for a championship. He'll take it. It's second place. It's got him going in the right direction.
That it does.
As this battle for second continues, I've seen that 90 car get loose almost every time they come off of 2.
And that 31 gets right up to the bumper of that 90 car.
And something I noticed back in the pack, the 6 car has fallen behind Luis and John. He's currently in 6th. I'm in the top 5 right now.
I'm thinking that 6 and the 35 may have made some contact and allowing that 14 to get by, and now they're trying to make their way back by that 14 of Luis Salmaso.
It's possible, but it doesn't look like it's going to get done. In fact, the 24 looks like he wants to challenge for that position. Speaking of Jeff Gordon, 24.
Yeah, right? Speaking of Jeff Gordon, that rainbow DuPont Chevrolet.
A little bit different. He's got his own customized version of it, but, still that good old-fashioned DuPont Automotive Rainbow Warrior scheme.
And that 4 car of Caleb Thomas sneaking up behind the 24 of Joshua Wallace.
Bland's gotten into going around a lap car. I don't know how much lap traffic he's looking at, but he's got a 2-second gap right now. 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's figured these cars out at Iowa. He said it before the race. He loves this track. He won last year, and he is pulling away from everybody right now. He's just hoping for this thing to stay green, and he can pull away and take that checker flag. And the 6, the 6 almost got into the back of the 35. They're off of 4.
Yeah, I think if there's going to be a caution, I honestly feel like it's going to be right there in that spot.
Yep. Right back there in that gaggle of cars back there with the 35, the 6, and 24.
24, 4 in the front.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against any of them. It's just right now, from what I've seen, they are the group of cars that are running the closest together with more than like 2 or 3.
Yeah, so we're actually going to keep an eye on them. Watching the 4 car right now of Caleb Thomas. He's pedaling around here, making his way back up towards the front.
As looks like the 6 car is going to finally clear that 35 for the 5th place.
And the 24 is trying to follow suit.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to clear him as well. John's going to do the crossover, though.
See if he can hold it coming out of turn 2, or if... no, 24 is going to be able to power back around on the outside.
And that's like we said early in the race. If you get on that outside lane, you're in business.
Yeah, that's just a fast way around. Oh, and the 4 car gets in the wall a little bit. He's going to allow the 5 to get by. Oh, that slowed him down a hell of a lot.
I think the 4 car just really tried to power it in up high on the high side of the 35 to try to get around him. And it just wasn't going to happen there.
Yep, so that 6 cars pulling away from the 24, the 35, and the 5. But back out front, we still have the 65 car of Justin Bland. And coming this time, we've got 31 laps to go.
As he's opened up that gap a little bit more, we're up to 2.2 seconds now. He's a good friend of mine. Love seeing him up front. Yeah.
We're actually going to ride a little bit on board here with Justin Bland. Oh, yellow's out. Yellow is out, just as I say that. Try and see if we can't figure out.
It's going to be between the 18, somewhere in there between the 18 and the 42. Oh, I don't know what happened there. In fact, if you go in and look, the 74 just kind of comes in and blasts the 18.
The 18 was getting it. The 18 got loose off of 2, and the 74 didn't. I don't want to say didn't check up, but didn't slow down enough. And when that 18 got loose in front of him, he had nowhere to go with how fast he was going, and he plowed right into the 18. And the 42 kind of spun, avoiding the wreck.
Yeah. I just don't know what happened there. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that was just a lapse in judgment on the 74.
Yeah. But tough break for that 18 car. He's got some major damages. If you guys can see on the screen, that backside's tweaked out quite a bit.
Yeah, and the nose of the 74 is pretty beat up too.
Yeah. But he makes it on the pit road, into his pit stall. See how it is.
As we got pit stops, it looks like Justin's going to clear him out again.
Yep.
So he'll be the control car again with that. Just noticed he's got a nice fancy purple roll cage in that car.
Well, that's a choice of colors.
Yeah. I know I did it a while back at Daytona. I had a purple interior. I was running my Chanel SS, and the colors for the car were white, purple, and black, so I just went with a nice shiny purple on the interior. Kind of annoyed me throughout the race, so shout out to him for doing that. I feel like that's a difficult choice, having an odd color in the car. I've gotten to the point where all of my roll cages are just black. I can't do any other color.
See, I don't really pay attention that much to that. I just kind of put on whatever I feel like, but yep. But give you guys a real quick recap here. We are on lap, I believe it's going to be 123. We got about
125.
Oh, 125. Look at that. We're gonna have about 26 laps to go here. We're here at Iowa Speedway in the ECR Cup Series, the Elite Championship Racing Series. Sorry, another brain fart. Our first leader of the day was the 6 car of Matthew Thunhorst, and he led. I believe it was he was currently third. He's made his way back up there after a couple minor incidents. He's able to keep up there. Same with Colin Fern, who's been in a few accidents. But Matthew Thunhorst led the first 30 laps. And after that,
the 90 car, I think, just got a speeding penalty because he came out second.
He did.
Nowhere to be found.
He is back in 14th position. These speeding penalties, they've been a problem tonight.
It's come up and bit someone in the butt.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Speeding penalties. Watching your speed on pit road, it's not too hard to do, but I mean on pit road you try and get every little bit that you can, and sometimes you just push that limit too far and you get that speeding penalty.
Well, we're getting down to go time. Honestly, I don't think that was our last caution. I really don't.
No, I don't. With 25 laps to go, I don't think it was either. We hate cautions.
Yeah, we
Penny fire.
hate cautions, but you know, there's a saying: cautions breed caution. And with 24 to go
On a short track,
on a short track, everyone's gonna be up on that wheel.
everyone's going to be up on that wheel. Belts are going to be pulled tight one more time for this. Maybe final restart, maybe not. We're probably going to see another caution here. Maybe pit strategy will come into it. Hopefully that 90 car can get back out front. Back up towards the front. He's been fast all night. Tough break for him with these closing laps with that speeding penalty. But we're coming to the restart with the 65, the 31, the 6, the 14, and the 5. Your top 5. And the pace car ducks off. Justin goes.
He's gonna get that great start.
And he pulls Thunhorst right up with him.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna clear Colin, I think, maybe. I know. I guarantee.
Oh, he shoved it right in there.
I was just about to say, I guarantee you, Justin love to see those two wreck.
Oh yeah. Well, he'd love to see them battle. I don't know about wreck. We never want to see each other wreck. But seeing them battle, that just lets him pull away and hopefully get back to the checkered flag first.
Well, that's true. But I know he wouldn't mind seeing them out of the race, honestly.
Yeah.
Those are too fast.
They're two fast cars, especially that 6. That 6 is coming. But like we said earlier,
Catching them's one thing, passing them is another.
especially here at Iowa, where it's the high side or the no side. It's low side maybe into turn 1, but into 3 and 4, you need that high side to get any momentum off the corner to be able to pull up.
Tell you what, though, Matthews captured.
Yellow's out. Yellow is out. See if we can figure out.
I honestly don't know who that's going to be on.
Yeah, I can't find anything. Maybe the 11 of Caleb Sheets. Yep. Looks like.
No, I think it's going to be on the 2. No? The 11 got loose and came down into the 2.
Yep. It's going to be on the 11.
It's a shame to see, but, you know, it happens. Justin Bland's going to line up for another restart. Oh, he's dreading these things right now. Yeah, Matthew Thunhorst, who drives for, actually drives for our partner in crime here, who, like I said earlier, couldn't be with us this weekend. Nick Olson in the Cup Series, Young Guns Racing, he's the owner. That's who Matthew drives for up there. Drives a good old Chevy, not one of them Fords. I'm not really a Ford guy, for anyone who wants to know. I put my team through that crisis.
Yeah. We'll go with crisis. That's the word we'll use.
It sounds like a great word to use there, but we went back to Chevys and immediately, yeah, we felt a lot better. So we're gonna be there. Not many Fords left in this league, honestly. You got Justin up front with Justin Bland. You got Steven's car running there in second. Colin driving his own car third. Luis driving for Haters Make Us Famous. He's sitting in fourth, but kind of seems like every car up here is driven. There's a different. Well, I was gonna say every car in the top 5 is a different owner, but looks like AJ Scarborough decided that he wanted to.
He wants a little bit of this game here, and in the top 5.
Yeah, and that Haters Make Us Famous Lowe's Chevrolet. It's going to be exciting. You know, that inside line kind of seems to get a better jump on the restarts. So we'll see if Colin can actually get a nice jump on Matthew and hold him up from going up and battling with Justin. It's going to be exciting. You know, that inside line kind of...
Yeah, the inside line, I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's even so much the inside line. It's just the fact of you having control of the restart and just being able to just get a awesome run into turn 1, just being able to pull away from that car beside you, behind you, around you, anywhere near you.
Well, I said the inside line there because every leader so far, I think, on the restarts picked the inside line.
Yes.
So, that was the only reason I brought that little tidbit up. You know, only got, we're going to go green here with about, I want to say, 16 to go, somewhere in there. 16 or 15 to go. I could be wrong on that. Usually am.
This should be the one to go, and the lights on the pace car are off.
Yeah, we're gonna get going here with about 16 to go. Man, this is nerve-wracking, and I'm not even driving.
All right. Especially with these last few laps, it's gonna get hairy out there. We still have, I believe it's gonna, we still have 17 cars on the lead lap. Give you a quick rundown here. The top 10: Justin Bland, the 65 car, in first. Matthew Thunhorst coming back to the second position. Colin Fern in third. Louis Salmaso in fourth. AJ Scarborough fifth. Nick Groth sixth. John Bucher seventh. Caleb Thomas eighth. Chris Sirkoy in ninth, and Matthew Watson rounding out your top 10. Pace car ducks down on the pit road, and we are green.
Green, 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 green. And Justin's going to go immediately this time. Looks like Colin's going to be able to look to the inside of Matthew. I don't think he's going to be able to get underneath him fully.
No, and like I said, Matthew Thunhorst is going to be able to power by on that outside, and he's going to keep that second position.
So if we don't get a caution for the next couple laps, it'll be interesting. I think, obviously, in ECR, we don't have overtime. So Justin's looking to get to about 5 to go. If he can get to about 5 to go, it's good.
It will be. And he's still, once again, after this restart, he's pulling away from that 6 car, Matthew Thunhorst.
I don't know if he's pulling away that much. It's going to be interesting.
He's definitely pulling away from the 31 and the 14.
He's it's kind of looking like a normal battle at the end of a race. Barely gapping him just a little, and he's going to have to...
Actually, oh, yellow's out. Oh, yeah, we knew it coming. Cautions breed cautions, especially here at the end of the race when everyone's trying to get every position they can, and we'll figure out if we can... See if we can figure out what happened on this one.
Looks to me like it might be the 24. At least the 24 is involved in it. Oh, oh, that's a big, oh my word. John is on his lid. John Power is on his lid. Wow.
Take it back one more time. We're gonna look from the 35 car.
You might want to ride on board with him on that one. That's going to be a big one.
Let's do it. We're riding on board with the 35. Going on to turn 77's up high of him. He's got a car down low also, and it's just that right there, 3 wide is not a good idea, and he goes upside down on his lid. He's spinning like a top, and like we said, thankfully this is iRacing and not a serious form of racing. But tough break for that 35. Oh yeah, well, not serious, not real, where people can be injured and.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get hurt from this.
There we go. That's what I was trying to go with. But yeah, I think that 77 could have given him a little more room. I don't know if he knew that he had 2 cars down below him, but. Tough break for the 77, tough break for the 35, and anybody else that was involved, with just a few laps to go.
And I just want to mention to anybody who's watching, or everybody who's watching, I should say. I've heard from a couple people. My mic isn't picking me up so great. Obviously, first broadcast. We're going to work on that. We're going to have all the issues handled by the next time we're out here broadcasting.
Because I'm also hearing I'm talking really loud, which I'm talking normally, so I guess if I talk loud in real life, I'll have to fix that with my mic, but we'll get it all figured out, straightened out. We'll be good here.
Well, that right there is what I find funny. I'm usually always told I talk really loud in real life.
See, in real life, I always talk really quiet. So, yeah.
Well, we'll have these issues fixed next week. Or, no, you're not going to be here next week.
Yeah, I won't be here next week, but from then on out, I should be able to continually be here week in, week out, and help out with this broadcast on the ECR Xfinity series.
So we'll try to figure something out, guys. We may not be able to broadcast. We're gonna have a Facebook page here in a couple days. We'll also have a website. At that point, we'll be able to inform people what's going on. Until then, you know, we don't know what we're gonna do for next week, but we will be back for Dover in 2 weeks. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, this was just kind of a test run to see if we enjoy it, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know about my colleague here, Nick, but I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully we can get some more settings fixed out. Oh yeah. Hopefully we can get a racing position ticker for you guys, so you guys can keep updated without just me saying it, and also figure out how I can do the cameras without all these problems and having to keep popping this bad boy up.
Yeah, we're enjoying what we're doing. We enjoy this a lot. You know, want to thank everybody who's come out and watched us tonight. First ever time broadcast tonight. I know it's the first ever time I broadcasted. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, first time. I'd say I feel like we didn't do a half bad job. had a couple slip ups, you know. Like we said, first time. As the lights on the pace car go off, we'll get our act together. We'll be ready to go at Dover. Watch out for us. You might even see a Automotive Racing Authority Network car running in the Cup Series a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be replacing Qantas with it. I love my Kangaroo sponsorship there.
And I gotta rep the U.S. Army, so I'm probably going to stick with that for most of the time, so maybe we can get one of our other counterparts to run one of our cars, but yeah, we're enjoying it.
We'll discuss it with Matt.
Yeah, we'll run. Yeah. We'll keep going as time goes on.
Yeah.
But
so we're going to go green here and see what Justin does.
Wow, and he takes off immediately. He is gone. I saw that one coming.
You know, he knows we're only a couple of ways from it being official, or a couple laps away from being official.
I think 2 more laps and it's going to be an official race, and we're not going to restart it. So if he can get 2 to go, or 2 more laps in here.
And I think he can get it done for. Actually, I think it might be 3 laps he needs to get, but I think he can do it. We'll see. Matthew's going to make it difficult on him,
as he always does. Hopefully Justin doesn't push it too hard and spin it.
The running gag though is Matthew's the bridesmaid.
Yeah. He's gotten one oh, and he's fishtailing. He saves it.
Yeah, he's gotten one controversial victory. I don't know if he's all that thrilled with that victory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a victory nonetheless, but I don't think he wanted to earn it that way. And honestly, that was I was race controlling that race. That was my call.
That was a tough call. It was. It may have been the wrong call. It may have been the right call.
Like I've always said, I'm never perfect on making those calls. I feel bad for the guy that it kind of screwed, Nick Croft. That driving the 22 car for whatever reason right now. He's normally the 19. Yeah, I feel bad for him. You know, he's still racing with us. It's great to have him here. He's a good guy. Just, you know, I guess I made the wrong call. I'll own up to that.
Yep.
I make the wrong calls every now and then, but
it was kind of almost the same thing that we saw earlier in the race with the 90 car, but Matthew Thunhorst is coming back up to the lead. We're gonna switch to a TV camera. We're gonna watch both of these guys battle it out for these last 4 laps as Thunhorst gets real loose off the corner.
That might be enough to seal it.
I don't know. He's still coming back.
Yeah, but I think you need.
Oh, and Justin Blaine gets in the wall. That'll do it. Oh no. Oh no.